While everyone recognizes the shit stain that Jeffrey Epstein and his client list of sick freaks are, you can make a strong case that Glain Maxwell might actually be worse. So the question is, why would a woman who recruited these young girls and then handed them over to a serial pedophile and his friends get preferential treatment? Before you answer that, listen.
We're learning that Epstein's convicted co-conspirator and confidant, Glain Maxwell, has been moved from Florida to another federal prison, this one in Texas. The move comes a week after Maxwell met in private with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche at the U.S. Attorney's office in Tallahassee. The details of that meeting have not been made public. It also comes after the family of one of Maxwell's alleged victims, Virginia Giuffre, spoke to our own Hallie Jackson, urging the president not to pardon Maxwell.
I think that my sister would have been mortified if she were let out of prison.
It would be an abomination. Our sister always told us that Maxwell was even worse than Epstein.
NBC News law enforcement and intelligence correspondent Tom Winter is tracking this one for us. So, Tom, the big question here is, do we know why Maxwell was moved?
It is the big question, Zinkley, and the United States Department of Justice spokespeople are refusing to provide any answer or comment this afternoon. We have called them, we have texted them, we have emailed them. We are not hearing anything from the spokespeople that are at the main justice, as it's referred to, the Justice Department headquarters in Washington, D.C. So we don't have any answers at all as to why this would be the case that she would be moved today to a facility that, frankly, and you can look at it on Google Earth, the fence line is the type of fence that you would put around a school. In many places, there's no razor wire. There's not a fence that would be difficult to climb. The gates of it look more like the gates of a country club than they do of a federal prison. So this is one of the camps that people like to go to. It's all women's. We do have a response from several of the victims saying today President Trump has sent a clear message today. Pedophiles deserve preferential treatment and their victims do not matter. That's coming from Annie Farmer, Maria Farmer, and the family of Virginia Roberts Giuffre in a statement that was obtained by our colleague Hallie Jackson just a little while ago. So, yes, the victims were not notified, they say, and nobody seems to know why this is happening.
But of course we know the answer. A deal is underway. And that is telling us a lot about what we already suspected. Maxwell was interviewed and given immunity. Now, of course, that sounds wrong. I mean, she sexually assaulted children, but it gets worse. She was interviewed by Trump's personal lawyer, Todd Blanche, who Trump made the deputy attorney general. But you and I both know that Blanche isn't going to come out and go, Trump was on the list, even though we already know that.
It's sitting on my desk.
But here's my question. If Maxwell comes forward and says Trump was never with young girls and that he is totally innocent and Trump pardons her, what's next? Or maybe to the point, why is Trump treating her with kid gloves?
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
Wish her well? She's a freak who pimped out these kids to the absolute worst kind of criminal there is. Why, again, is she getting special treatment?
I honestly think it's a complete misreading of the room. If you want justice for Jeffrey Epstein, if you are outraged over the behavior he engaged in, you should be equally outraged over Glain Maxwell's behavior. I mean, there's a special place in hell for women who would help men abuse younger women. That's just, I think that's a universal take of people who want to get to the bottom of this Epstein saga. So there, I think, is a real fear. Is she going to get some kind of a deal? Is she incentivized that she should cooperate with what the Justice Department or the White House wants to hear her say because she might get a more lenient sentence or ultimately a pardon at the end of Trump's term? Those are things that his base does not want. They see her as big of a monster as Jeffrey Epstein. So I think they have to navigate this really carefully. I think the first thought is, okay, we might get some answers from her, but we're skeptical because she's untrustworthy. If she helps us nail some people who are involved in this, fine. But if it seems like this is actually kind of to whitewash her own wrongdoing and criminality, I think that that's going to really backfire on the White House.
And why did Trump lie about being on Epstein's plane, the Lolita Express.
In 2021, as part of Glain Maxwell's trial, it was revealed that Donald Trump lied about riding on Epstein's plane. He actually flew on it 7 times.
And why did Epstein tell author Michael Wolff that Melania and Trump had sex for the first time on Epstein's plane? Ooh. And most importantly, if Trump was never with 13-year-old girls, as 2 have already testified he was, why don't they redact the young girls' names and allow the entirety of the file to be made public?
I have spent the last 17 years in my own prison for what she, Jeffrey, and all the co-conspirators did to me. I was raped repeatedly. I was raped 3 times a day sometimes. And I was not the only girl on that island. There was a constant stream of girls being raped over and over and over again. And yes, Glain must die in prison because I've been in hell and back for the last 17 years.
And 27 for me.
I was 10 years old when Liz Stein was being trafficked. I was 10. That is how long the sex trafficking ring has been going on.
Now, Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, who was so over her head, has stumbled before and since. But when she said this, everyone gasped. Do we really have video of these acts?
Yeah, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims.
Wow. So again, why would Trump hold these images and files and testimony back? To protect others at his own expense? Are you fucking kidding me? Trump would throw his own children in front of a train to save himself. All I can deduce is that Trump knows what Maxwell knows, and it includes him to some degree. And then there's this.
That is not the only big revelation we got today. The top Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee, which of course oversees the FBI and the Department of Justice, now says that the Bureau agents were instructed to flag to DOJ about any Epstein records that mentioned Donald Trump. Get this is a new letter out today to Attorney General Pam Bondi from Ranking Member Dick Durbin, who writes this, quote, according to information my office received, you pressured the FBI to put approximately 1,000 personnel in its information management division on 24-hour shifts to review approximately 100,000 Epstein-related records, adding, quote, my office was told these personnel were instructed to flag any records in which President Trump was mentioned.
Oregon Senator Ron Wyden says the Trump administration held records of 4,725 Epstein-linked wire transfers totaling $1.1 billion through one bank, plus millions via others. Wyden claims Trump ignored this evidence, including Russian bank ties. Then he tweeted, the Trump administration claims it doesn't have enough evidence to investigate. If you ask me, that's 4,725 lines of investigation right there. And that should only be the start of it. Epstein had to pay for all of his sex trafficking somehow. Further evidence shows he used Russian banks to process hundreds of millions in payments.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Again, this is the info in the possession of the Trump administration, but they're refusing to investigate. Wow, this case has no end. And of course, that's all Trump wants. The question is, how far will Trump go to stop it? It appears more and more likely that Epstein didn't commit suicide, but instead was killed.
You were in the same prison as Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
What do you think happened?
Jeffrey Epstein would have to be a magician to try to hang himself in that cell. I was in that cell. There's no way there's nothing on the ceiling. Yeah. The bedpost is this high. I couldn't even go to a restroom without them walking back and forth and having me on camera.
So again, why is Trump not releasing the information? And again, 100% rule out that Trump is protecting somebody else. This dude unceremoniously buried the mother of his children on a golf course in New Jersey. So no, he's not holding back the files to protect someone, especially when it makes him look guilty. So either Trump is innocent or Trump is a sexual predator of historic, epic proportions. And that brings me back to Glain, because she knows everything, and Trump's tribe of butt plugs are trying to protect him.
She just might be a victim.
But what if she decides, fuck Trump, I'll testify and do the rest of my time? Unlikely. Remember, this is a pathetic toy who conspired to destroy the lives of children. I doubt she has the spit to do the right thing. Glain Maxwell is not a victim. She's a predator. And so is Jeffrey Epstein. And so too is Donald Trump.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that.
Now, even though the preponderance of evidence suggests Trump was on that island with these girls, Trump has already proven in the past that he is a sexual predator.
Trump is a sexual predator.
Glain Maxwell is living proof that women have the capacity for evil to rival any man. And maybe that goes the same for Melania. Who knows what she knows? But here's something that everyone knows. There's no mystery as to the depths that Trump will sink. One can only hope that this time he does not surface.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Goddamn right.
It's sitting on my desk.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Trump admitted he knew Epstein for 15 years.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Do you have no shame?
Are you not entertained? They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Jeffrey Epstein?
I could be a stupid person.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.